the Chen creeps, the lone druid pushing power. And Beastmaster can go for a fast blink dagger and be that transportation that Lifestealer needs.
Yeah, Vici definitely have push in mind as they ban out Jakiro as their last ban off as well. Generally a hero that's very good in terms of dealing with pushing. A lot of range on the ice path to drag creeps off of your tower. And now Abaddon being picked up here, so man, how is Vici Gaming ever going to get a kill? First of all, you're dealing with very tanky or mobile heroes to begin with. And in between Mist Coil as well as Aphotic Shield, that's a lot of defensive measurement against a team that don't really necessarily have a lockdown.
I don't think Vici Gaming lineup cares about getting kills.
They just want to kill your tower, I guess?
Well, get farming towers. Like, as long as they're farming well enough and controlling the map and pushing down towers and defending their towers, I think they're okay with not being able to kill too many heroes. If they get something like a Beastmaster, as long as they find a gank where Abaddon's not there because he can shield off the Ro immediately, then they can still get kills. Abaddon can't beat everyone on the map, so I feel like they won't be getting a lot of kills, but it'll be like get one pick off and then push towers. That's kind of their game plan with this kind of a draft against this mobile hard to kill Rattlesnake draft.
I mean, what lane do you predict out of Rattlesnake? Are we going to see offensive trialing featuring Weaver, Naga, and Abaddon? Is that the lane? Because I think a lot of pro players I've talked to, when they talk about Abaddon, they're saying, I really only see him as a support, and he's only really good with a hero like Weaver, where you could put the Aphotic Shield and he just dives after a target and just go YOLO mode. And this could be that particular lane that we talked about.
There was a really cool Dota 1 laning set which teams used to use as well, the Abaddon Batrider dual lane.
Yeah.
Like as an off-lane dual lane, but that was more when teams wouldn't run tri-lanes as much. I don't think it would be quite as strong in the current metagame, but I definitely think Rattlesnake...
I mean, they're up against a dual lane in a sense, because Chen's going to be in the jungle, right? So...
They could go dual... I think a tri-lane here, they don't have an off-lane solo, so I guess they have Weaver, but running a safe lane farming Queen of Pain doesn't really make sense. Vici Gaming...
Super Tinker!
This is a cool... This kind of is a ROTK Tinker. What?
What? Off-lane Tinker?
Tinker's actually is going to be their most useful late game hero, because he's going to be the lockdown. He's going to provide the blinking hexes which they need to actually kill a Queen of Pain, to kill a Weaver, to kill a Puck, because they have no good lockdown. They just have a telekinesis, and, well, Tinker can be a jack of all trades.
What's going on here? Super right now is on the Lifestealer. Like, is Super going to be going mid, or are they saying, you know, lanes and roles on my assignments be down?
2-2 going off lane now instead of carry?
Unless they're going to troll us with the swap. But I don't think they will, because Super already bought his Quelling Blade.
ROTK with... What is this Tinker build? Mass Regen?
Is he jungling?
Is he safe? No, it's more like a safe lane build. I think they're expecting offensive tri-lane, so they decide that they want to do Tinker in the safe lane tri-lane rather than Lifestealer, I guess?
I mean, if you think about it like that, Tinker is actually very, very good in the sense against an offensive tri-lane. If you drop a Marcher Machine as they dive you, sure, they're going to kill you, but they're probably going to lose 2 as a result. But they haven't really taken the fact that Mist Coil as well as Aphotic Shield really stops any damage that you have from your Marcher Machines.
Yeah, Lifestealer's been pulled Tangos as well as Salve, so this looks almost definitely like a solo mid Lifestealer, not to mention Super playing it. So Rattlesnake should expect this just based on the players on each hero, as much as Tinker's generally mid. They'll see ROTK. They even scout him out at bottom lane with a Observer Ward here, so they know what's going on, and this will be a very unusual bottom tri-lane, with the Tinker tri-lane up against, well, the Abaddon, Weaver, as well as Naga Siren. We'll introduce our two teams. Over on the Dire side, down a game in this best of 3 in the SinaCup. This is a double elimination, 8-team tournament. It's Rattlesnake Gaming. We've got Luo playing the Weaver, Sag M playing the Abaddon, Icy playing the Naga Siren and the tri-lane. Middle lane, we've got Johnny, the Malaysian superstar, playing the Puck, and then finally at top, it's Ya playing the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of rotation in terms of roles as well. I think Ya actually played the Nature's Prophet last game as their off-lane solo, but obviously since offensive tri-lane, he's going to be the defensive solo this game. And let's see how this tri-lane is going to fare up against Tinker. Again, a very difficult hero to dive against. Also, back in the mid lane, who do you give the edge to in terms of this 1v1 matchup? Something that we never really see too much, but again, Super perhaps the better player, but the matchup should really go to Puck.
Yeah, Puck's got the Null Talisman as well. He's also been pulled regen. If he hadn't been pulled regen, I'd say it's actually going to be quite even because of Lifestealer's starting items. But I think Puck should have the slight edge here. But I say slight edge because Lifestealer shouldn't have too much trouble lasting. With Stout Shield, Quelling Blade, it's really hard for Puck to get any denies.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have a very interesting rotation back up top. Icy on the Naga Siren says, forget that offensive tri-lane. Perhaps not too confident in terms of making too many kills, so he's going to desert the Weaver as well as Abaddon and just basically pull up on top. That should give the advantage to Queen of Pain by a slight amount, but Queen of Pain versus a Lone Druid matchup, I gotta say it should be a Lone Druid favorite matchup, although once Queen of Pain hits level 6, things could change quite easily. If 2-2 doesn't hit level 6 at the same time that Queen of Pain does, she can blow him up.
This is also scary for Lone Druid, because if this lane, if it pushes out and gets close to Queen of Pain's tower, Lone Druid will quite likely die to an unexpected Naga Siren gank. Oh, he does know Naga Siren's top now because of the pull that's going to be happening, so he'll know at least someone rotated, so it's unlikely he gets caught unaware, but it just makes it really hard for him to farm and push out this lane because of this Naga Siren. Riptide plus an Ensnare, and even just a level 3, level 4 Queen of Pain. That's a dead Lone Druid.
Yeah, I really like the rotation, though, coming out from Rattlesnake, particularly for what you said, the ability to gank up top. The fact that now you have a rotation, I don't see Rattlesnake actually losing any of these lanes. The mid lane, in theory, should be a matchup favoring the Puck. On the top, we talked about the gank. And of course, yeah, hitting level 6 a little bit quicker. Meanwhile, we're going to see gank on the bot lane here. Yes, the initiation went there, and Tinker was able to deal the burst damage and secure the kill. Forget about going on the Weaver, because you're not going to get the kill because of a Photic Shield as well. So Kuchi, you go on the Abaddon himself, and looks like Abaddon was a little bit out of position.
Yeah, he can't use the coil on himself. He can only shield himself, and just level 1 shield isn't going to do a whole lot. ROTK, well, he's had all this regen starting items. It's going to pay off here because he's taken quite a amount of harass to actually get that kill, and this is a good start for Vici Gaming with this trial. This is how they needed it to work out, and even mid lane for Vici Gaming. Lifesteal is winning the CS battle, 15-4 to the 11-1 in Puck,
Wow.
and he's got a DD room right now, but he hasn't had a D room this entire time. I actually think this is an okay matchup for Lifestealer based on having the Stout Shield Quelling Blade starting off. I don't see Puck really winning this. I'm not sure. I'd love to ask some of the pro players what their thoughts are on this, but it seems to me something that, despite Puck being a range hero, he's not going to dominate this.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a decent harassing animation, but at the same time, that Lifestealer could basically walk up and down that hill and abuse the 25% miss chance, abuse the fog. You can see that he's dragging the creep aggro. The melee versus range matchup on the hill on the mid lane is actually not that bad. And of course, I think Super is still definitely one of the best players in solo mid, so he's definitely taking advantage of that fact alone. I take back what I said about Rattlesnake being able to win all of their lanes. In terms of hero potential, it seems like it's just not working out. What's on paper is always nice, but what's actually in reality is working a lot better for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, and so far Tutu's played this top lane really well. He hasn't pushed out too far away from his tower, and when the lane gets pushed out, he just uses and tries to kill this big neutral camp here on the far left, and if he ever sees Icy, he immediately retreats. He can just keep on attacking this neutral camp from the low ground while his bear kills it from the high ground, and this is just generally really smart from him. He's not putting himself in any danger to get ganked out.
Yeah, at the same time, though, Naga Siren is getting very decent level for support, level 3 in 4 minutes of gameplay. Back in the mid lane here, Super being able to force to bait out Rage. This is the time to go for a kill. If he had Dream Coil, only level 5.5 though. If he had Dream Coil, that was a dead Lifestealer.
Yeah.
But Johnny, at least doing a decent job harassing Super back.
I think Super does fine in this lane until Puck gets level 5, level 6, because that's where it's hard to sustain himself. He can't just use the Feast, and Puck, he's not only going to be harassing with attacks, he's got a high-level orb. He gets his bottle out, and the bottle is where he can really start spamming down Lifesteal. And we're seeing Lifestealer, he's no longer as far ahead as he was maybe earlier on, and well, for Rattlesnake, that's good news. They need to try and pressure this Lifesteal and not give him the free farm that he's getting. They're also pressuring this top lane, trying to get some chip damage done on the tower.
Ooh, back in the middle here, Super checks the nuke to the face, but he's not really afraid of all. He knows that he can always infest into a creep and get a ton of HP. Although, with that said, he has to hold on to this Rage, because without Rage, he is going to go down. Meanwhile, 2-2 diving past the tower up on the top lane, trying to forever a little bit of harass. Lone Druid only level 3. Meanwhile, yeah, checking his level, he's 5.5. If he hits level 6 as well, I think kills is going to start happening, especially if he gets a TP scroll and go to the bot lane. I feel like right now Rattlesnake has the early advantage in terms of hero, but it really depends on how they play, because it doesn't matter if you have level 6 Queen of Pain if you don't use it.
Bottom lane, they've gone in. There's actually a Photic Shield onto the Weaver, so ROT can't really find him. He's got to just run. If you blow up that shield, ROTK will die. He's got to get this Swarm Beetle off of him. He needs to go into Fog as well.
I think it's going to blow up soon.
Ooh, if you're in Fog, it doesn't actually do damage. He takes no damage. Needs to get a laser out. Lua can't actually attack him now. There's a rocket, a missile. Great play! ROTK, man. This guy, he doesn't know how to feed on Tinker.
Well, you can't feed when you're fogged in trees.
That was really well played. That's the big thing with the Photic Shield, that if you get into Fog, it doesn't do damage in the area. It only hits targets you have vision of.
Yeah, I wonder if our Weaver player knew that.
I'm sure he does.
Okay. Well,
I think he was close to getting that kill. The lift, the telekinesis pullback came just in time, and ROTK just killed the Beetle in time, because the Beetle was also giving vision.
Well, back in the top lane here, looks like we do have a little bear being yanked out. The slow is going to be on top, and in fact, Queen of Pain should actually blink for this kill. Another scream is, yeah, there you go, 300 go down the drain. Yeah, it says Thank you very much. I'll go back home now.
Yeah, he doesn't mind leaving the lane, go home, because Nagasaran will make use of the lane, get some farm and experience, and Nagasaran with a fast arcane boots can help out the team quite a lot.
Puck Invis hasted. This is one of the most dangerous ganking. Solo ganking squad. He's looking for anything. If you go for the ROTK right now, Dream Call, that's going to hit on ROTK, and I don't think he's going to survive that one. Very, very easy kill. Nice gank up here by Rattlesnake to punish ROTK. In fact, they want a little bit more. It's going to be Finroar by himself. They don't make that dive. No, they're thinking about making that dive. He's surrounded from all sides. Now Jukes to the left. Fable before he dies. I really like it. Might as well do something before. Oh, maybe he's going to kill Sagam. He's going to barely survive. Of course, he is going to die to tower. No TP support from his allies. And Finroar survives with like 20 HP.
Yeah. It was well played by Rubik. Just do as much damage as you can.
I think if he Fable straight on Finroar in the beginning, maybe he could have got the kill. Because Fable, the more you bounce, the less damage it does. So I'm not sure. Back in the super bound about half HP. Open wounds right on. Yeah. Already used his blink. He's got to get out 2 charges on the magic stick. He does have invest available, but just not just close enough. In fact, Ya's gonna go down. In fact, they're gonna turn on Luo now. Luo dropping low. He does not have time lapse just yet. One more hit. One more. He's gonna nice sentry ward. A Swallow, nice pick off. And now we have Johnny on the run. He should be able to TP out, and in fact, he does.
Telekinesis was just half a second away, unfortunately, for Vici Gaming. But they're still up 4 kills to 3. That was still a win for Vici Gaming. They lose to Tinker. ROTK's Boots of Travel's getting slowed down a bit more. But he went for a fast soaring here. Even though he's a safe lane farmer, I feel like there's no sort of huge demand to get those Boots of Travel up as fast as possible because of how well Super's doing at mid lane. Lone Druid's doing okay at top lane. Their 3 cores, none of them are like amazing on farm, but they're all doing well enough to sort of compensate for that fact.
Also, if you look at the Chen, he's hit level 6. I think he might have been level 6 during that engagement. Not sure whether he could have popped off his ultimate to save his allies. And of course, we do have Rubik at level 6 as well. So these 2 heroes being level 6 really feels that push. Back on the top lane here, Super's going to initiate with that open wounds and nicely in huge trouble. He drops the ensnare, but you're not running away from that particular Lone Druid, moving very quickly. Nice infest into the bear for a kill. Bear's dropping low.
The Scream actually didn't hit, it looks like. I think it was just out of range for that Scream, and that would have done enough damage to actually get that kill. So, 40 for Rattlesnake, they don't get that. FYI, they're going to find a big neutral stack here, which Super is just going to eat up. This hasn't been, I don't think it's been stacked on purpose. I think it's just with all that pulling towards the lane, it's just sort of naturally stacked itself a number of times. And a good amount of farming experience going the way of Vici Gaming. Arcane Boots up on Chen, something which Lifesteal actually desperately needed. And they're going to find a haste rune top as well.
Well, meanwhile, you can see that Luo thinking about jumping in on the ball. He's got to be very careful how to make that jump in. In fact, Sagam diving in here, RTA down to half, and there's the Dream Call on top of everybody. Hannibal comes in right now. Everybody's low, but I think Sagam is even lower. There's one kill going both directions. Finroar's going to orb himself back out, but I think he's going to die to the dive of Luo. Luo can't die because he's quite low. Finroar playing well.
Dude, I thought FY was like the magician Rubik. There was one game where he played Rubik like a good 3 or 4 months ago where he played like the best Rubik I've ever seen, and Fenra showing that he's got a few Rubik tricks of his own.
I think actually back in the old Vici Gaming, the first time I've seen him play was on Rubik, and his Rubik in like an 80-minute game where it features CTY as well as CSMJ, he played insanely well. But looks like we're gonna have just a slight pause and a quick go, and Vici Gaming FY perhaps a little bit trouble up top here. Queen of Pain making a little bit of chase, but. Or perhaps Queen of Pain's the one that's still in trouble. She blinked to the trees.
Yeah, this is, I think, Vici Gaming. They haven't actually taken any towers yet, but their lineup isn't designed to be pushing towers in the first 10 minutes. It's that between the sort of 10 to 20-minute mark where they can group up and take towers almost uncontestedly with a Chen once they have the Mector, which they don't have yet.
Song Siren to initiate, and everybody's going to get set up. Yeah, thinking about a Sonic Wave. Where's the Sonic Wave? It's only getting hit on one target. Oh, Stomp's going to miss the wall. Aphotic Zero deep blinking. Meanwhile, FY dropping low. He's going to die to the Weaver. Blink cooling down right now. He's going to blink to the right side, trapping Super a little bit. Super trying to fight his way out of there. Got a ton of HP. Still got Invest. Invest's going to cool down about a couple more seconds. In fact, if he get a good Invest, he's going to get the kill. So far, they just don't have lockdown on Vici Gaming. We talked about them lacking it. And in fact, they have to back off as a result. He could go into one of Chen creeps and blow him up for a full HP regen. Not thinking about just yet. Using the rage. Here comes the puck from the back line. In fact, no, that's not the puck. That's Finroar initiating. He's going to pick up Queen of Pain, trying to steal a couple spells as well. Sagam's dropping low. He does not have his ultimate. Sagam's going to go down as well. Again, it's the break wall you're jumping into. Nobody down just yet. Finroar might, perhaps he's going to die.
He stole Scream.
He stole Scream. He dropped the Scream. Nice time lapse back in time. And Luo will survive. The net's going to go off. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain out of mana. These guys, they're trying to die, but they're just not getting anything down. Meanwhile, Johnny coming back in. Super's still... Yeah, Super's fine. He's got the rage. You can't really go into that. Again, Super and the rest of his team is just so tanky that you just can't get any kills.
Yeah, it costs Rattlesnake so much to engage onto them. Even though they're hard to kill, the fights last so long, and Vici Gaming just so sustainable. Once they get a mech up on this Chen, it's only going to get worse for them, I feel. This is they're fighting pre-Vici Gaming having items, and they're struggling. Once Lifestealer has a drums up to give his team the aura, as well as just more general stats for the Lifestealer, Lone Druid gets whatever item he wants to go for. Tinker's going to have boots of travel soon, and Tinker just needs more levels. We're just looking at level 1 heat-seeking missiles. If we see level 4 heat-seeking missiles in the next couple of minutes, that's what's going to do a ton of damage in these team fights.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind that as we have a spell attempt. Ooh, nice steal, nice attempt here by Finra, trying to get the blink, but
yeah.
It's all good. You got to keep in mind that ROTK wasn't even in that fight previously. That was a 4v5 engagement. With the Song of Siren setup, that was a perfect setup for Rattlesnake. Unfortunately, Yao wasn't able to hit the best Sonic Wave. I think Sonic Wave only hit like one target. So I think Rattlesnake could still have better team fights, but those better team fights rely on very, very good execution. Not to say that Rattlesnake can't pull off, it's all very difficult to pull it off.
This to me doesn't look like a lineup where you really want to use Naga's Sleep as a setup, because you can't really... Sure, Queen of Pain can try line up a Sonic Wave, but you can't get the Sonic Wave to be instant as the sleep ends, really. It's just not possible. There's that like slight delay where everyone just splits a different direction. You pull the Pyrian Flax Delta Split, and it's only going to hit maybe 2 heroes. It's hard to hit like a 3-4 hero Sonic Wave just with a sleep setup. And similar story for Park. Timing the silence so that it instantly hits as they come out just isn't going to happen.
What the hell is the Pyrian Flax Delta Split?
You don't know about Delta Split?
No, I don't.
I will learn you after this.
Do you have to draw like on the map to show me a Delta Split?
No, it's you yell Delta Split and everyone runs a different direction.
Okay, that's next level. Yeah, by the way, walking into invisibility, but eating nothing but much damage. Dreamcoat's gonna hit on top. They're gonna blow ROTK up instantly. Here comes a Sonic Wave. FY dropping a little bit slow in terms of his heal, but they're gonna burst it down as well. And again, this is a mobility of the lineup that is effective. FY is gonna die to the poison. One more hit, nicely done here. Sagam dropping low, doesn't have his ultimate to be used. You know, Johnny, Orbs left, Orbs right. He's back there as well. They're dropping low. They just can't kill the tanky super. And of course, Choo-Choo's in the front line. Buyback coming out here from Abaddon. He wants to help his allies, but not gonna do too much. Meanwhile, Super on the back line just killing stuff. Not too sure what that happened there, but
Tinker's respawning and he has boots of travel though, so if Rattlesnake keep trying to engage in this or try and go back in, it will end very poorly for him. He TP's in, will probably lay down some marching machines right away. Actually, he's going to throw rockets here. Only level 1. He needs to be careful. He just took a ton of damage on his instant TP.
Here comes
Silence Orb. That was not well played by ROTK at all. Johnny capitalizing on the mistake. Martin kills him though.
It's well played. Come on.
By ROTK? No.
He got a kill though. He got a kill.
It ended up okay for him, but he just tanked so much damage there when he TP'd in. He was tanking the tower. He just, I don't know. And it was and just to throw a laser rocket. There was a level 1 rockets that he got off, which didn't do a whole lot. By rockets, I mean the heat-seeking missiles. But well, they get a tier 2 tower. This is Vici Gaming's line. They can just take towers. Well, I say with little contention, but there's been non-stop bloodbaths in most of these lanes.
Yeah, this is a really dire situation for Rattlesnake because they're taking tier 2 under their tower and they're buying back on Abaddon, for example. They're using the ultimate. In fact, they picked off ROTK in the beginning. That's all the recipe for successes, but despite of that, they have lost a team fight. They even pick up ROTK a second time, but I really don't think it's a win when you cannot defend on your towers at all. Abaddon, a hero that could make your Weaver and Puck and, of course, your Queen of Pain a lot tankier, but it doesn't help you with damage output, and damage output is what they need right now.
Yeah, they're going to be a bit of a struggle in there. Now, it's almost... They don't have to go for BKBs, I guess, is part of the good news here. We can see Queen of Pain go straight for some damage type output items like an Orchid or whatever it may be. Puck's already got the Blink Dagger up. They need to just fight now. A level 11 Puck with the Blink Dagger. They need to get initiations, but the problem is they can't really initiate into the 5-man Vici Gaming squad.
Oh, RTK Dreamcoat, that's going to hit onto Finra, dropping low. Drum's going to get activated. Finra still alive. Finally, no, he breaks out a coil with a Blink. He's going to die to the bugs, though. Meanwhile, Luo being detected and being picked off, and of course, Super on the front line.
Finra's still alive. He killed the bug.
What?
Was it Erntix? I don't know what saved him there, because he didn't have...
He was like 1 HP with a bug on top of him. How the hell...
There was no Chen heals. There was no heals from anything.
Immediate lift from Fenrir. Puck. Oh, Johnny trying to survive that. And the orb still hits. They're going to pick up Johnny. Fenrir. It's the best Puck I've ever seen. Move over, Mushi. Move over whoever else. This Puck is amazing.
Oh, man. I didn't even know they drafted Puck.
Oh, man, what do they do now?
What is this, Lumi? Fenrir... I thought FY's Rubik couldn't be beat. Vici Gaming have found a better Rubik, perhaps. This is just some amazing Rubik play coming out from Fenrir. They're going to look to keep on pushing down this middle lane. Tier 2 tower. What tier 3 tower? Tinker can TP back in, hopefully not to his death once again, but defending this is just not going to be possible. Queen of Pain and Pug, they put the sentry right on top of the tower. That is like...
That's like a slap on the face. Come at me, Weaver.
Some high-class BM coming out from Vici Gaming right now.
It's legit, though. It's legit. You can see RTK. He's almost like throwing his life on the front line. Says, you can't initiate on me. It doesn't matter. Even if I die, the push sustains. Because how do you defend this? With 2 layers of a marching machine, with a life stealer in the front line, with a bear that's hitting on your tower, there's nothing you can do.
They dropped the T2 tower. That's the one thing that's missing in Dota 2 is like actual like ways to in-game BM or taunt your opponents. Like StarCraft 2...
There's actually taunts.
Yeah, there is taunts. That's something I guess is going to be added a bit more. Ice is the only player who does it well with his item dropping. There needs to be more of that, which sentry wards or wards on top of towers seems like a good one.
Didn't you see Ice throwing coals in that 1v1?
Yeah.
That's
Think like StarCraft 2 where you like drop mules on your opponents and stuff. Like, we need like that kind of equivalent in Dota 2, which I guess is dropping items, massing sentry wards like around your enemy's base when you're winning. I don't know.
Is this what we need to be discussing right now, or?
I
mean, we saw
absolutely.
We saw Mushi getting 3 BKBs in TI.
Yeah.
We saw Emerald Bulldog teleporting as Prophet in front of their fountain and then using his Prophet taunt. Like there are gems, I guess, sort of. And speaking of gems, you could drop gems? I don't know.
Well, Vici Gaming already just keep on 5-manning. This is the perfect timing for them. They've actually had this... It was actually quite a slow mech from FY's Chen. There's a counter push coming from Rattlesnake. I think they look at this and say, there's no way we're fighting Lifesteal with Phase Drum's Armlet. Lone Druid, sure, he's just got a minus on his bear, which is just attack speed pushing power. They've got a mech Chen. Yeah, Chen with mech and ultimate. There's Rubik who's just doing Rubik-y things, and it's just, they can't stop this push, so they go for a bit of a counter push, but Tinker is always going to be there. He can just defend this counter push on his own and then come back to the fight.
There's Rubik doing Rubik-y things.
What
else does he do, right?
He does Rubik-y things.
that he
Chen
does.
doing Chenny things.
Finro, I really like his item pickup of a Urn. A lot of players like to rush for a Blink Dagger immediately. The fact that you make yourself a little bit tankier really helps. In fact, initiation against Luo, he's got his... Oh, what a coil from Johnny, but is that enough though? That's a 4-man coil, but they don't care. They'll just fight under this. Where's the Sonic Wave? Icy dropping low. Icy using it. Oh my god. Super says, I don't care. Luo dropping low. He's going to be fine as well. Sonic Wave, that's going to clear through Chen, but again, he's going to get netted. He's going to get picked up, and that's yet another kill.
Pop showed up so late to that fight. He was coming from Fountain. The puck initiation was perfect. If Queen of Pain combines with that and blinks in, or at least Sonic Waves at the exact same time, that fight goes completely different. But Rattlesnake didn't have Quap there until about 10 seconds later.
Oh, Johnny comes again, trying to drop burst. 2 people low tower,
RTK
working out
RTK!
RTK,
please.
Not Finra. Finra, by the way, still alive. Just want to point that out.
ROTK half of Vici Gaming's death. Just want to point that out.
Really?
This is whether he's off lane or safe lane carry.
That's, you know.
The thing I love, I remember like talking to some of the players and like people saying we're so like we praise the Chinese players, but we actually flame the Chinese players like RTK more than anyone because they don't listen to our cast. The Western players listen to our casts and we have to be friends with them. But RTK, we're gonna have to be friends with this guy.
all we want to say is that
no, I love RTK is one of my favorite Chinese players.
All I want to say is that there may be a 4 on Havos's name, but RTKs get a lot more flame on top of him than Havos. In fact, I praise Havos all the time. Nobody ever listens to that part.
No. No disrespect intended, though, of course.
But that said, though, Tinker still has 6 deaths.
Yeah.
No Blink Dagger. Just want to make sure. If he does have a Blink Dagger, I mean, come on. But, is this game done, though, in this more serious fashion? Like, can Vici Gaming just roll down to the mid lane, says...
They'll probably go Roshan first, just because it's like a why not kind of moment. They've got all the lanes pushed out. You can't fight into them. You're
dealing against a Naga Siren on the dire side with 3 blinkers. Like that's why not, right?
No, that's not a deterrent.
Okay.
Right, I don't think it's a big issue. If they come and try to take Roshan, you just fight them and just wipe them out.
Okay, fair enough.
Look at that fight top lane. They got 5-man call signs. Okay, sure. As I mentioned, maybe if Queen of Pain's there, it goes differently. But I think best case scenario is Rattlesnake maybe trade evenly. They hold on. They hold on to what? Well, they hold on to their tier 3 tower, but they took a ton of damage on it.
You know, I'm just showing the various goal experience chart to see the domination that Vici Gaming is currently exerting.
Fenrir is becoming the Puck. He's got Lifestealer infested in him,
like
Puck normally does.
Yeah, and we're going to see a Sakuchi into a lift and into a couple of easy kills. Oh, Central is going to get dropped as well, and Luo, no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, Luo goes down with relative ease. Vici Gaming now, with at least with 1 hero dead, they can secure this Roshan. Naga Siren is actually at the top lane. They'll spot him out and know there's no chance for Song of the Siren interrupting this. And, well, this is the beginning of the end for Rattlesnake.
Yeah, the Aegis, fairly relevant. I don't even know who you need to put it on. Maybe on your Tinker to give RTK an extra shield. I think, yeah, he's going to pick it up. And more importantly, Tutu's going to have enough gold to pick up the Sacred Relic, which is on the bear right now, which means that plus 60 damage, 40% amplification on the tower. Yeah, that tier 3 tower, or whatever they're sieging next, is going to be going down very, very, very quickly.
Yeah, they're going to come charging down this middle lane. How do you defend this if you're a Rattlesnake? We've seen some amazing initiations from Johnny. Johnny's 4-2-6. He's been the stand-up player, but
they see Quap. Quap blinking to the left, gonna TP back in. I think the only chance that Rattlesnake's gonna have is like a smoke backstab, and you get a 5-man coil, 5-man Sonic Wave, and start the team fight there. Even with that, I still don't think they could win the team fight.
They can't even look. There's no way. Song of the Siren doesn't even help them in this game.
No,
I feel
it doesn't.
like they can't use it to set up a good team fight because you just rage if you're a life stealer. Tinker, you can blink out after the sleep. There's no way to use Song. They can't use it to sleep the team and focus lifesteal because they don't have the physical damage to actually kill him while he's ensnared. So,
yeah, I feel like Song of Siren, one part that a lot of people... Oh, looks like RTK blinks back in, gets the ensnare. He's going to force that step back out. A little bit of trading in terms of health, but, I mean, RTK says, I'll trade all day. I have to travel back home. One thing that you have to keep in mind for Song of Siren is that it does reset cooldowns. And that should, in theory, help the team that has more spamming cooldowns. This sends, I think, Rattlesnake with her orbs, Sonic Streams, and all that stuff. But you could... I feel like Rattlesnake, or excuse me, Vici Gaming could take 3 Sonic Wave, or 3 Screaming Pains, for example, and 3 Orb to the face, and they still be okay, because they're so tanky. In fact, there we go, tier 3 is going to go down without any resistance.
March of the Machine adds on to this pushing power, because if they want to go in and try to take the fight, there's already March of the Machine layers there. There's nothing they can do to go in. It almost feels like they just need to use Song of the Siren to clear the March of the Machine and get in position so they can engage.
Here we go, 3-man coil on top here, Super gonna get focused, but nobody's actually dying. Sonic Wave that's on top, but Hand of God just nullifies everything. It looks like Finra picks one up, he's gonna be dead as well. Tutu's dropping low, he's got the Aegis, so no big deal, and it's just a wipe on the other direction. March Machine, oh, Song Siren being used defensively.
How is the only hero they killed? Well, they killed a Rubik now with a nice initiation from Johnny, but the only hero they killed initially was Lone Druid, the hero with the Aegis. That's the worst target they could have chose to focus. They get the kill on Rubik, though. He immediately buys back. They get Puck, and now there's Raxus going down at mid lane.
Yeah, RTK is going to die once again as well. Yeah, trying to get that blink cooldown, but Ensnare is going to be on top. Yeah. Oh, man. Luo's going to come in as well, but there's Tenchu on the ground. He's going to be okay. Yeah, there's Radiance now finished here on the Lone Druid. Yeah, I just don't think that Rattlesnake could hold this push. Nice attempt, though. I think that was a fairly good team fight. Perhaps the focus on the Lone Druid early wasn't that good. I really think they need to blow up FY and Finrar and in that particular order. If you could kill Chen and prevent him to use the mech and Hand of God, that's a big, big boon.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if you go on him with that Puck Silence, you maybe get off the mech, but just at least prevent something like the Hand of God, because those heals are just absolutely crippling for Rattlesnake.
As it turns out,
they're pure AoE damage.
He has buyback, and Chen. Chen buyback into Hand of God.
That's true.
I mean, it's just tough when Vici Gaming is winning by so much that you could write a scenario where you win the team fight, but you just can't make that scenario happen.
No, it's such a challenge right now. And the item advantage is getting bigger and bigger. Super picks up a Skull Basher to combine with his armlet, his Sanjin Yasha as well. And this is a 20,000 gold lead all of a sudden, so it's not looking too hopeful for Rattlesnake.
Yeah, you talked about how Vici Gaming, the lineup, if the game goes late, they could play it out for 50 minutes, but this game's not going to go on late here. As we Tinker always initiating in the front line, dropping low, double force sap, and a chance sandbag being used. He's going to be fine thanks to his speed to travel. Meanwhile, the slow siege will still continue, though. Again, if you go for these pickoffs, that's your best attempt. You jump in, pick off RTK, and somehow try to survive things to a fodder shield of that nature. But the damage output on your tier 3 tower is raining fast and hard.
And if you don't kill the Tinker, like he gets sent back while being healed by the Chen, it's just such a disaster. And now with March down, Lone Druid Bear, Chen Creeps just pounding away. These racks are going to go down. It's probably going to be one last attempt at a defense and then a very fast GG call, because there's no way Rattlesnake are going to just sustain and just weather the storm.
There we go. Orb. Oh, he gets picked up by Finrar. That's it. That's it. They're going to ensnare Super. Really care. Queen of Pain blinks it right now, says, I want RTK, but he's not going to get anybody. Stolen Sonic Wave. Being dropped on the back. Yeah, trying to blink to the right side, but the Radiance Burn still hurting. They got to know that's exactly where he is. Ludo's coming back in as well, trying to chase down a couple of supports. Is there going to be a lift? No lift just yet. Finrar, I think they want Finrar dead. Oh, from force up, dodging a Sonic or a Screaming Pain. still okay. They're trying to get a kill on FY. Do they have detection? They should.
Yaz at the back line just killing off creeps here. He actually bought a gem for some reason, which is a bit unusual. But regardless, GG call comes out from Rattlesnake. They know they're beat, and they're going to drop down to the loser bracket.
Yeah. Very well played from Vici Gaming. Very dominating draft. I feel like both these games, Rattlesnake just got out-drafted. Elder Titan in Game 1 got 3 lanes and was able to do way too much in a team fight. And in Game 2, Vici Gaming says, we want to push right from the get-go. And Rattlesnake went for this mobility lineup that doesn't deal with tanks.